Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Creative Team here on the PS5 with Brabham Racing, soon to be Brabham Cadillac. Tonight, it's round 11. We are heading to the Red Bull Ring and the Styrian Alps for the Austrian Grand Prix. Evening Dino, evening Farah, hello to everyone else lurking in chat. So we have 4 days until the next event, and the weather is going to be a little unpredictable. It's going to be very wet on the Friday, which could dramatically affect qualifying for the sprint. It'll be dry on the Saturday itself for the sprint and then main qualifying, but wet again on the Sunday for the feature race. So could have some very changeable conditions in both the sprint quali and in the race itself. It will be interesting to see how we are affected, and it will certainly give an advantage to Oscar over Antonelli, as his wet weather performance is significantly higher than Antonelli's at the moment. We'll have to see how Antonelli can cope if we do get some dramatically changing conditions. As far as our car, you can see we've got 3 research projects going through now, and we started a new rear wing. That will be ready halfway through the summer break, and we'll go onto the car for Zandvoort. We are not building anything at the moment in terms of spare parts, because having just dealt with a shutdown on our wind tunnel, we now have to shut down the factory for 10 days as well. A bit frustrating, but as long as we don't get any more shutdowns this year, it couldn't have come at a better time, really, when we've got no manufacturing projects needed at all. So there is that. We've got about 6.5 mil. We need 10 mil to get the upgrade for the wind tunnel, which I do want to put on this year. Hopefully a good result in the next couple of races, because they are going to start coming thick and fast. If we look at the calendar, we are here right now. We have back-to-back weekends here, and we also have a bit of money coming to us right before Austria as well. So across this week and a half, 2-week period, we should have enough money available to us to actually go ahead and get that upgrade started. It won't be a while yet till we get our sponsors. We've only been going for a week. We've got 5 weeks more to go. There you can see the end of July is when we'll get our money from our sponsors. But again, we'll get hopefully a nice little payout there as well. And another couple of back-to-back race weekends as well. So we'll have plenty of cash to spend around the summer break for maybe a touch more car development, certainly some more research, and hopefully, potentially, some more facility upgrades for the team before we leave them as well. Let's advance time. The underfloor project is done. We've got a driver development updates. Let's see. A point in smoothness and a point in defending for Kimi. Point in accuracy there for Oscar. Very nice. That's the current table. As you can see, Antonelli, after just 5 races, is already up to 3rd in the standings. Or is that 6 races now? Might be 6. Miami was round 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this will be the 6th race. So after 5 races, he's already up into 3rd place in the standings, just 2 points behind Charles Leclerc. He has had a mighty start to his career. And then there is the underfloor that's complete. You can see we'll get a nice little bit of a boost now on airflow and drag reduction. We will lose just a little bit on our downforce levels, unfortunately, but it is what it is. We can't get everything boosted the way we need to, unfortunately. Let's look at getting something new researched. Do I go with a wing? Let me take a quick look at where we are currently against the rules and regs. We're not going to see the benefit of this ourselves, but we are looking to make sure that we leave the team in a strong position so that they don't immediately decline. We have yet to do a front wing, so we better get one of those done. We yet to do a rear wing, but that's not going to be massively affected. Only the sensitivity is going to be affected there, so we can leave that to last. Side pods, we've done quite a nice little bit of work on the side pods already. I think we've got another one going through already. That should complete that. Underfloor is one down. Still could do with a couple more. Suspension needs a lot more to counteract the losses. So we've still got a lot of research to do. Let's get a front wing done because we have yet to do a front wing. So let's go into research and boost the tyre wear because that's going to take quite a big hit. We'll drop the downforce down a little bit and we'll go with that. One engineer, there we go. Spare parts looking pretty good. A little short on front wings, unfortunately, but can't build any more now, so hopefully we don't break one. We have just fitted 2 brand new front wings, which is why we're back down to 3. Evening, Victor. And now we can get our training done. Up to 9.9 mil, we are just short of the 10 mil we need for the upgrade. That's good. So let's get our cumulative marking done. Let's see if I can get away with squeezing in a day of gym training here. Yes, I can. Excellent. Should also be really nicely rested going into... So, well, maybe not as much as I would like. Yeah, we'll go with that. And then when we come back, we'll do a full day of car build, and then we'll go into our split training. And then we get half a day car building there as well. And I can get a day of car building in there before we go to Spa. Perfect. In fact, we've actually got quite a bit of car building going on there, so we'll actually just make a slight tweak. Let's make that pit stop training instead. There we go. Just to give a little bit of balance. I'm looking at the stats. There we go. Now at 84 across the board on all of our stats, which is quite nice. Excellent. Down to just 6.5% look on our chance of a mistake. That's really nice. Really nice. Monthly car development reports still lacking in speed and DRS. Cornering is starting to take a bit of a hit. Our dirty air performance has definitely dipped against the rest of the grid. We were best in class. Not anymore. We're very much middle of the pack now. So we're going to start to see that little bit of drop off in performance against our competitors pretty soon by the look of it. Mercedes have got a new front wing. Very strong performance on track, and they're working on the chassis. Mercedes absolutely need strong performance from their upgrades because they are struggling still. Red Bull saying it could be going better, but they're where they expected to be at this point in the year. Yeah, behind us. It's significantly behind us, more than double their score at the moment. We have a 220 point lead. Just very, very nice indeed. And Williams are snapping at their heels, look, on 192. We've done all of our strategy prep. Let's set our race targets. 14th for Oscar. 16th for Kimmy. Again, should be very easy to achieve those.
Welcome along to the spectacular setting of Austria. The hills are alive with a roar of F1 cars as we arrive in Spielberg's stunning natural surroundings. Fans have already filled the nearby campsites, and it's going to be a busy weekend here at the Red Bull Ring.
In this round, the teams have 2 races to contend with both the sprint and the Grand Prix offering the chance to bag some championship points.
The weekend begins here.
Evening, Adrian. Sorry I missed you when you came in. I apologise. Let's get ourselves prepped. Potential for rain in the session, which is not ideal. And we only have this one session to get everything done. So we're going to run as long as we can. And hopefully we can just nail the car first time, or at least get close. We'll have to see. Rear wing downforce is important here, so we're going to probably go with a 13 or a 13.5 on our rear wing. Front wing is usually about halfway, so in the 5 range. We'll start on the hard tyres and see whether we can stay on them all the way through. I think we can get away with these engines and gearboxes for one more practice session without any real issues. Alright, so let's bump that up to a 13.5. Let's leave that at a 5 for now. We'll go 1.9 on the roll bar. Let's bump that up a little bit. We'll push that all the way up to about there. Maxing it out and see what happens from that one. Let's tweak Oscar. Let's pop out his engine. And we'll go with that gearbox as well. All set there. So now we need to do the setup. We'll go with a little bit less wing. So we'll go with a 4 and a 13. But we will push that back up there as well. We'll go the same on the tyre and the toe and see how that works. And let's hope that the rain doesn't come until qualifying so that we get a nice long running.
Sessions should be starting now.
Never mind. We'll get feedback and then we can maybe call them in as the rain's about to hit and slap on some inters or something. Could even go full wets.
Radio check?
Maybe. Don't have many sets of full wets.
Yep. Radio check. All loud and clear. Radio check. Loud and clear. We'll focus on the brakes a bit.
Copy. How are the tires?
Surface temperature is currently looking quite low.
Iwasa with some damage. Is that just wear or is that his underfloor? That's his gearbox. So if that goes orange, it'll get changed for qualifying. If it doesn't
Currently very light rain.
go orange until we're already in qualifying, that may well be a pit lane start to swap the gearbox for a new one for the sprint itself.
So there is a growing chance of rain.
Copy.
And now, in these changing conditions, we should start to see a bit more variance in the lap times between our drivers. They're still very, very close. A little bit of traffic, which doesn't help things, but as the track gets more unpredictable and the tyres become less effective in this kind of crossover period, we should see Antonelli's pace drop off more significantly than Oscar's.
Feedback on the car.
All good.
I was hoping it would be higher than that. Well, we'll call him in. Make some changes, put him on some inters and send him back out again.
Box. Stop on your marks.
Copy that.
Oh, look at that. That's very nice. 95 there for Oscar. Yeah, we'll call him in so we can do the same. Put him on some inters and run him to the flag. Alright, so how do I need to correct this? Let's drop that down to a 2.8. Let's bring this down. Maybe. The front wing down a touch. That gives me less room to play about with than I thought. Let's push that back up. Bring that. That's not enough of a change, I don't think. But it might work if I go that way. If I bring this down, and then bring this down a bit more. We'll try that. I forgot to change the tyres. What a donut. Right, so we'll push the front wing up because I don't think it will go any lower than 4. I mean, it might do, but I'd be surprised. Now we need to correct the camber back. And we still need to find a couple of percent, so let's bring that down to there. I might do it. Might be just short. We'll try that. And we will change the tyres this time. Almost forgot again. There we go.
slide this tyre a little bit more, try and get it in the window.
It is going to spike above 4 mil, but probably not for very long. And again, this is where we might see a difference in pace between Oscar and Antonelli become a bit more pronounced. As we get to conditions that these tyres can't really handle. Oh, look at that. There you go. A second difference on that lap. Let's see if it's the same on this one as well. A 119.2.
Tyre temps are still low.
Track's starting to dry again. See what Antonelli does. .119.5, so about 3/10. They are about half a lap apart, so it's difficult to judge them
Balance
compared to
check.
if they were nose to tail. We are worse on the car. Oh dear.
Firm, I think that.
Well, we have to run him
Understood.
because the driver prep's still too low, and then make some blind changes and hope that they're going to work. How you doing, Army? I am not too bad today.
Any feedback?
And we found an extra 2% with Oscar, so still a little to find, but
Understood.
might not take the gamble on that one. Looks like it's about to start drying up pretty quickly. Sun's come out. Can't even see it raining anymore. Yeah, the track is going to dry very quickly. And rain has stopped. There's the notification.
Yep.
So that's checkered flag.
And there we go. That's our one and only practice session done. Teo tops the timesheets, which means nothing because it wasn't wet for dry for very long. We got up to 97% prep there for Oscar, 82 for Kimmy, but we can make some changes to improve that setup.
Welcome everyone, qualifying for the sprint awaits us, and we're raring to get going.
Right, let's see. Oh yeah, I went the wrong way. That's a 3.7. Okay, that significantly changes everything. So that needs to come down to, I think, about there. This needs to come back down. Ooh. You know what? I'm going to take that all the way down to 0. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to see how that works. What tyres are we on? Inters. Okay. Change the engines. And the gearboxes. We'll keep the ERS the same. Still a couple of races worth of distance in those yet. Probably need to change it at Silverstone. Depending on what the weather's like. Right, I think we're prepped and ready. Let's prep them for 2 flying laps. Just because it's a really short run. Might not be able to get the battery fully recharged in time, but we'll see what happens. Let's take a look at the weather.
Okay, Oscar.
So it's going to fluctuate a little bit.
Now.
Yuki's getting out in front of us, I think. Or is he going to come out behind us? It's coming out behind us. So we'll be the first 2 across the line when the track is theoretically at its best. So it looks like it'll drop to a similar level, maybe slightly better towards the end of the session again. But somewhere in the 2 mil range. And everyone's coming out early, look. This means we might have a lot of traffic on our first lap. And probably a lot of traffic on our second lap as well. Still a few cars yet to come out. I'm worried they're going to pop out as we're about to pull through. Very much expecting Oscar to top the battle between our 2 this weekend.
You're good to open the lap.
Especially depending on what Kimmy's confidence level is like. Looks pretty good. We've got a yellow flag. Someone has had a mistake. That's one of the Astons at turn 4.
Now we
It's
can see
Stoffel.
what happened. Right, so this was the 4th corner.
Just ran in deep.
Struggling with the car, and they ended up their own passenger.
We should be okay on traffic now. Still pretty close in that first sector. Conditions are stable, so in situations like this, there shouldn't really be much difference between them, but it's as the conditions start fluctuating that we're going to see those issues starting to rear their head for Kimi. About 2.5 tenths quicker in the middle. And up to the line, it's a 107.9. Antonelli, 3.5 tenths slower. Sonoda goes 4 thousandths of a second quicker than Kimi Antonelli there. Is that Perez on an outlap? It is. Ah, damn it. Right in front of Oscar. Well, I thought he was going to have a look at the move for a second then.
Feels like there's rain everywhere on the circuit now.
Now the water level's starting to go up slightly. So this probably won't be that much of an improvement. Well, it almost certainly won't be an improvement for Oscar stuck behind Perez like this. Antonelli might squeak a little bit of an improvement, but it's unlikely. There we go. Piastri looks like he's made the position. Now Antonelli could get held up in the second half of the lap here. Will he have a lunge into turn 4? Yes, he will. Gets squeezed a little bit and he's lost time in the middle sector as a result. Yeah, scruffy lap for both cars in the end. But given the water level now, I don't think we would have improved anyway.
Nice lap.
We have a yellow flag. There's been a crash. Zhou and Iwasa have had a coming together.
Check for any debris.
No, maybe not. Oh, maybe. Oh no, it's Mori. Iwasa still has that gearbox damage, doesn't he? I didn't even think about looking at the Ferrari. Never change, Ferrari drivers, never change. So big damage to that Ferrari now. That will be a penalty for Mori. No penalty given. How? How is that no penalty given? That was blatant. Doesn't look like anyone else is going to go out. Let's give Antonelli another lap. See if he can improve. He should just about cross the line in time. So back to actually slightly better conditions than the first run at 2:04. And dropping. He's up in the first. This is where we should find a big improvement through the second and third sectors compared to his previous run, but I don't know how much he'll improve over the first run. Less fuel, so theoretically quicker. Slightly less water on the track, but negligible difference. Oh, he goes purple in the middle. He's got much higher confidence now as well, which helps. So this should be top. Oh, nearly. But he goes quicker than Oscar. That's a pretty impressive lap from Gasly. Max is out. I just noticed Max at the bottom. Was that Leclerc out as well? No, Leclerc's in fourth. It's Ocon who's out. Wow. So, two big names eliminated early in the sprint there. Esteban Ocon and Max Verstappen, both very quick cars that you would expect to be at the front, are eliminated in Q1. And with it being a sprint, only 24 laps, it'll be difficult for them to get into the top 8. Right, full wets at the start of this session. 97%, we're going to leave that, not going to mess around with that. But what a comeback there, setup-wise. We got that all the way up to 100%, and that's given Kimi 100% driver satisfaction as well. Just excellent. Fantastic stuff there. Right, let's fuel them for 2. And see what the weather does. Looks like it's going to be borderline inters at the end of the session there. Be hovering somewhere but just below 4 mil by the look of it. We've got Leclerc out early, as well as Van Dorn and Ricciardo as well. Now Joe comes out. By the gyro cam. Yellow flag. Who had a whoopsie?
Single yellow.
Stoffel.
Now
He's
this
having
was a
another
turn
miserable
3.
season, isn't he? So inconsistent.
And that's it. That's the spin. It's hard to be too critical when the drivers are facing these conditions, though.
He had a lock-up on his warm-up lap in the last session. Now he's spun on this one.
Oscar, you've got a clear track ahead. Let's go.
All right, here we go.
So no one ahead. Good to go.
And it's Antonelli who's quickest in the first sector. And someone behind us has gone quicker. That's got to be Leclerc. Yep. Charles Leclerc going quicker. There he is. Norris has gone purple now in the first. Leclerc goes purple in the second. So he's quicker than both of our drivers again. Ricardo quicker than Oscar. By how much? 0.05 of a second. And we're 0.2 down on Charles. Got another lap to go. Let's check in with Norris because he is, or was, on a good lap, but now he's stuck behind an RB. Is that going to hold him up? It's good enough to go second. About 0.05 quicker than Antonelli there. Just quicker than Gasly. Look at the crowd of traffic getting in each other's way there. Meanwhile, we're going to go and do another lap. And because it's wet, we won't have used as much battery, so we shouldn't have any issues with battery level not being fully recharged for this second lap.
The tyres are reaching the upper end of the temperature window. Tyre temperatures have been good. This could be difficult with traffic at the end of the lap.
No,
So
there's only
let's
one
get happy
bit of
to
traffic, and that's just peeled into the pits. We've got a clear track.
We're happy with the temps. You got a good gap ahead. Okay, good to go.
Can we find an improvement? Driver confidence will be higher, so theoretically they should go quicker. Oscar's quite a way off the pace.
Rain easing in pit lane.
Oh, now we're definitely going to go top as the water level starts to fall. Purple for Oscar. Slightly quicker than Antonelli there. Antonelli has got into peak confidence though. And it'll be a significantly faster final sector. There we go. 0.2 quicker. And a tenth quicker than Antonelli.
Look after the fuel on the inlet.
Copy.
So, Inters to finish the session. We've got time for a lap.
Currently P2. Yeah, we're happy with that. And we will box end of
And we
the cycle.
absolutely have to nail this lap. Timing is going to be absolutely critical here. If we go too early, we will get eliminated. If we go too late, we might hit traffic and get eliminated. Is anyone actually going to go out again? If they are going to go out, they should be going out now. They're not going out. We don't even have to leave the pits. We're through. No one else is going out. Yeah, no one's running again. So we're going to say goodbye to Sargent, Sonoda, Sainz, Stroll, Iwasa and Bottas in this session. Bit of an anticlimax there. I was all set for a dramatic shootout there. It didn't happen. We're going to have time for 2 one-lap runs. Because we've only got, I think, 6 minutes.
Green light.
And this is when the track's going to be in its absolute best by the look of it. It's going to gradually get wetter towards the end of the session. So if we can't nail it now, I don't think we will. I don't think we'll improve later. Got the Williams in between our 2 drivers. Pierre Gasly. And now I'm just praying that we don't get held up with traffic. Van Dorn's coming out. Leclerc's coming out. Need the rest of the cars to pile out now or wait until we go through. There's Albon. Both Astons in the top 10. Zhou's coming out. Now Norris is coming out. Waiting on Pourchaire and Ricciardo. There's Pourchaire. Don't do it to me, please, Danny.
Drive straight out, drive straight out. Track will be clear.
You're good to open the lap. All clear ahead.
Oh, huge shot for Gasly. He is out. We saw him spinning off in front of us there. And that's a red flag, so no times will be set. He just dropped it. Oh, in a big way as well. Car pivoting in the opposite direction.
What the
That was a huge snap there. Absolutely the right call for a red flag. Track is going to be wetter, and now this makes things a little bit more interesting. You love those live act. Yeah, it really does add, doesn't it? When you actually see it happening right in front of you rather than watching a replay. So Gasly is going to be eliminated. Well, he's going to basically qualify 10th. That's a big blow for Williams with Max already out as well. Water level is not going to change, I don't think. Maybe it will get slightly worse. Gonna gamble and go now. Just in case it does. There goes Ricciardo. Wisely didn't even leave the pits. Almost like he knew his time wouldn't be recorded. Oh, and Leclerc is right out behind us. That's frustrating. It's going to get a slipstream all the way around. I think Leclerc might take pole here. But, yeah, the honey badger turning into a bit of a prognosticator there. Maybe he can get a part-time job now that he's out of Formula One as the new Puxatawny Phil.
tyre looks
So
stable.
everybody's on track now,
Good gap in front.
apart from Gasly, for obvious reasons.
Let's go.
All clear ahead. Good to go.
Oscar's purple. That just means he's quicker than Ricciardo. Now Antonelli goes purple. And now Leclerc goes purple. So we are up against Charles in this shootout here. Potentially Norris as well. Those two, I think, are going to be the only two that can stop us from taking pole position. Now that Gasly's out. Piastri quicker than Ricciardo again. No real surprise there. Piastri still quickest through the middle. Ricciardo sets a time of a 1:08.0. Piastri does something. 0.4 quicker. Antonelli goes second by less than 400ths. And Leclerc goes top. And Leclerc is top by less than 700ths. It's really, really close. Where's Norris? Norris is less than 900ths behind us. Very, very tight. But we're going to do another run, and nobody else will. So we have one more bite at the cherry.
Tyre temperatures look good.
Obviously, there's bunching.
Everyone else is going to peel into the pits, and I seriously doubt they'll be able to get back out again. Ricciardo could possibly manage it. I think he's the only one, and I doubt he will. So this is it. This is our chance to try and take pole position away from Charles Leclerc and maybe even lock out the front row. Oscar's improved. Antonelli hasn't. It's a purple middle sector for Piastri. He's on for pole position here. Antonelli has improved in the middle. Can he get ahead of Leclerc as well to make it a front row lockout? Up to the line for Oscar. And he goes top by just 30 thousandths of a second. Here comes Antonelli. And he improves, but not enough. He will stay P3.
Currently
So first and third, split by Charles Leclerc. Norris and Pourchaire, fourth and fifth. Good qualifying today for McLaren. Then it's Albon in sixth, Ricciardo seventh, Van Dorn in eighth. Ninth for Zhou, and Gasly failing to set a time after that dramatic shunt on the final corner, bringing out the red flag at the start of Q3.
Well, the excitement levels continue to rise here as the teams prepare for the sprint.
And of course, the big incentive here is getting a few extra points on the board, with the top finishers in the sprint set to add to their championship tally.
So who will reach the peak and who has a mountain to climb here at the Austrian Sprint?
Okay, it's going to be dry. So, choice of tyres. I think we're going to go with the softs. And just look after them at the start. Once we've got the first couple of laps out of the way, we'll turn them down and hopefully we'll have enough grip to still be competitive through the opening half of this sprint. Let's send them to the grid and get things underway.
Here in Austria, we're all ready to go for the sprint. And it's lights out, and away we go.
What a great start from Antonelli. And he gets the move done. Up into second. We have a big shunt in the background. Pourchaire is out. Or he's sideways at the very least. Looks like Ricardo in a maybe Iwasa, but Ricardo definitely involved as well. So he ran out wide, and then, yeah, Ricardo just spun him round. It's less dramatic than I thought it was going to be. I don't know if that'll be a penalty for Ricardo. It might be. Pourchaire's sprint chances are over already. I'm going to immediately drop my tyres down.
So, Oscar, we can look after this tyre.
Copy.
He is underway again. Does he have any damage to his car? Doesn't look like it. His tyres took a little bit of a scuffing, but they're not too bad. Ricardo has scuffed his tyres and has damaged that left end plate on his front wing as well.
DRS enabled, DRS.
Everyone on softs, everyone on mediums apart from a couple on the hards, and we're the only two on the softs. Leclerc is pushing to close in on us. That's fine. We're not fighting him yet. Don't need to fight him yet. We'll let him go through.
Keep your head down.
And then we'll just coast behind him. Albon up into P4. What a great start to the race for him.
We think there's still opportunities here.
So Wasser's still running that damaged gearbox then. Which means it's probably going to start to play up
We don't need to take any risks.
a bit more as Perez develops a fault. So he may well have to change his gearbox before main qualifying or during main qualifying before the race. Norris looking to make the move up the inside of Albon. Oh, nearly contact, but he squeezes through. He'll have the DRS. And he is right onto the back of Antonelli again. New fastest lap for Lando Norris. Doesn't mean anything in the sprints. Not worth any bonus points, which is why I'm not concerned about that. And here comes Norris having a little look. Antonelli goes through. Piastri now has the DRS and will look to immediately retake the place. As long as my drivers don't push each other wide and put us in the situation with Ricciardo's, we have another collision, this time between Stoffel Van Dorn, surprise, surprise, and Lance Stroll, surprise, surprise.
And it's been quite a crash.
Oh, it's almost a carbon copy of the Turn 1.
Wait, wait.
And that was the look of a mechanic who's seen it all before and just happened to go through it yet again. No, no, no. At least we didn't get hit coming back on the track. Antonelli now down to 6th place and about to be overtaken by Zhou. Alright, it's time to step it up. We've been hanging onto that battery for a while. Now we're going to splurge it.
Use the overtake button.
Yeah, I saw that.
As Norris has got ahead of Piastri, but we'll retake that position pretty quickly. Oh, you like splurge, do you? Not a fancy word, but a good word, definitely.
So currently that's P5.
So Piastri is through, back ahead of Norris, and we'll go hunting after Leclerc.
Next car behind Sargent.
Antonelli going back after Alex Albon. Did I get the DRS? I think I might have just got it. I did. Excellent.
Nice.
Good job.
Bouncing off the limiter there.
Let's see what pace you can do.
See if we can break Oscar away from Charles. As we dive up the inside, lovely stuff from Kimi, scything his way through the field.
Good job. Currently P4, so Norris is the next car. Gap ahead 1.6. Flat out.
New fastest lap for Oscar at 103. Look at that, he was 3.3 seconds quicker than Charles Leclerc on that last lap. Partly aided with DRS, but even so. Quick lap for Antonelli as well, at 105.1. As he cut his way through some traffic.
DRS.
Don't think I got the DRS this time.
Recharge on.
And we're keen to pick up the management.
And we've got a 4-second gap over Norris and Leclerc now. Antonelli right behind them.
Let's get to some management. Turn 5.
It's just increased LICO.
So it looks like the sprint is Oscar's to lose at this stage.
Pack is low.
Antonelli having a look at going around the outside there. Thought better of it in the end. And have a look at the inside of Norris, and here comes Albon up the inside of the pair of us. Whoa, we get squeezed, and we're the ones that lose out there. Norris will hold off Albon with the slipstream from Leclerc there. And we're down to 5th place again.
Sergeant car behind. Getting behind at 1.9.
And the gap's up to 6.5 seconds while this fighting is going on. I'm going to save even more time. We've got another yellow flag.
You're doing on time management.
And that's Sylvain Petit.
Here's the replay.
Lock up at turn 4
Right,
into
let's
the
have a look
gravel.
as we go into turn 4.
There's Esteban
And
Ocon.
the car just locks. What caused that?
He
alarm?
locked up to avoid hitting his teammate there. Yeah, Piastri is off and away, isn't he? 6.5 seconds clear of this fight now. I've been impressed with the patience of Antonelli. He's not making any dramatic lunges, you know, chasing a lost cause. He's picking his spots, trying to make the moves, and if they're not looking like they're going to come off, he's not over-committing. "15 laps to go." Piastri's tyres now down to 85 degrees and out of the temperature window. We'll run him for another few laps before we push him back up. Actually, no. It'll take a while to warm him back up. Let's just turn him back up now for a couple of laps, and then we can turn him down again if we need to. Antonelli's tyres staying a bit warmer because we're in that dirty air. He's saving fuel faster because he's running DRS, so he's not having to push the engine quite so hard. And he's not pushing the car through the corners as much.
Charge the pack.
Porsche still in 17th place. Maury's moved up into 16th. Right behind Ocon, who's only up into 15th place. Max is up into 9th place. Max could get points here. Gasly's dropped down to 13th.
Next car is Albon. Gap ahead, 0.5. Sergeant car behind.
So we
Gap
up
2.5.
the hill to turn 3. We're going to have a little look. Maybe around the outside. No, again, not hanging it out and running himself off the track. Good patience there. And now we need to up Antonelli's tyres a little bit because they're now dropping out of the window.
And when you can, feedback on your tyres.
Now he's starting to get a bit more serious about making a move now that we've taken the charging handicap away from him and given him a little bit more tyre pace. Can expect to see a move coming pretty soon, I think.
Surface temps are good.
I'd like to do it without using the battery, but I don't think we're going to be able to, so let's just give him some extra boost out of this corner here. And there we go, and we actually push Albon off wide. He's going to drop out of the train. We'll go back into harvest again now that we've got a nice little gap.
Currently P4. Norris, car ahead.
I want a full battery so that I can use that extra little bit of rubber we've banked and just sprint away from these two at full tilt. Drop the hammer. And this is where we're going to make our move.
Overtake available.
Can we get them both here? Can we get them both? We get Norris. That's a good start. And we should absolutely rock it past Leclerc here. Oh, he's blocking the line. And that's giving Norris a chance to come back at us.
So Leclerc car ahead.
Some super defensive driving from Leclerc, but we might get him through the inside. No, backing out again. So we'll rebuild again.
Into this tyre management.
Pop that battery back up. The gap's now 7.5 seconds.
We must increase the level of lift and coast.
Piastri is long gone. Turn his tyres down again.
Key thing is to keep the tyre in good shape. Keep the tyre in good shape.
Yeah.
Gap 0.4. Keep your head down.
This time we're alongside him, and now we can get the hammer down.
So happy to
And we are away. So a sprint
and overtake is available.
for Antonelli now to break away from those two.
Yeah, good job.
Albon and Sargent have caught back up.
Let's go, Piastri.
It's another good day for Alpine. Sargent and Joe both in the top 8 right now. Sargent having another good race. We'll go one more lap before we calm things down again. Really build that gap up, because those who are going to be guys behind us are going to be swapping places in the DRS, and if we don't pull up enough of a gap, they will potentially be able to get back onto us with a bit of a push. There we go, that's enough.
Let's introduce a bit more management.
Copy.
4-second gap, nice and comfortable. About 4 seconds to Piastri as well. Antonelli should be a little bit quicker over the next few laps while his tyres are still in the window. His confidence is higher as well. That doesn't necessarily mean his stats are going to be better. Oh, no, look at that. Look at that. Hundreds apart from his defending. Very nice. So 107.1 for Norris, 107.6 for Leclerc.
That's 9 laps to go.
Keep our eye on this sort of battle, because this is going to be crucial as Sargent gets past Albon. Logan Sargent finding a rich vein of form right now. Ran strong in the last race. Running strong again here today. Looked decent in Canada as well. And he is outperforming his more experienced teammate right now. Another issue. Is that Ricciardo? It is.
But it looks like they're carrying some kind of fault.
So a minor fault to go along with the damaged front wing. Let's see, Max now in 8th place. right behind Zhou, who is vulnerable because he does not have DRS. Oh, there goes Norris. Norris ran wide. He's dropped all the way down to 9th place, 10th place. Iwasa's gearbox has just got worse, so that will be changed in qualifying. And Max has still not got past Zhou yet. And just like that, McLaren, who started 4th and 5th, are now way out of the points with both cars. And it looks like it's going to be another fruitless afternoon for them. Well, morning, I suppose. And it now means that Logan Sargent can compete for 3rd place. Now, can Max get the move done this time? Looks to the inside, a little half-hearted cover, a little half-hearted cut back to the opposite side, and he stays behind Zhou again. There is Norris. Gasly has got ahead of him now. Gasly's going to be trickier to get past because Gasly has pace. They're about to lap Daniel Ricciardo, I think. Or is that Sainz? That might be Sainz, actually. Yeah, it's Sainz. Don't know why they thought it would be lapping Ricciardo. Gasly's actually breaking away slightly. Or trying to. Gap's down to 3.5 seconds. I don't think there's enough time left for Antonelli to catch Oscar. He's only closing about 2/10 a lap. There's Norris having a look, gets alongside, has the DRS. Gasly does not, and that is Norris back into 10th place. Max has finally got past Zhou and broken away from him. Can he go after Alex Albon and take 5th place? Logan Sargent is in 3rd place. And lapping very quickly. He might yet catch Antonelli if we're not careful. Let's turn our tyres back up just to be on the safe side. Yeah, what a 4.9. That's a quick lap. And he's bringing Leclerc with him. Look, Leclerc in the DRS zone. There is a risk that they could hunt down Kimi here. Sargent, resolute in defence. There's an outside chance for Norris to get back into the points. Closing in on Sainz, he's in DRS. Bottas has got past Gasly. Ocon's still down in 14th place, scrapping with Lawson right now. Pourchaire's back to 15th, but it's still a long way off, and he's got damage. Yellow flag. Someone running wide, maybe. I think it might have been Oscar. No, the gap's come down again. Look, it's 2.7 seconds.
Proceeding through turn 4. Oh,
Perez putting a couple of wheels in the gravel there.
And they might want to take a look at the floor of the car there because that won't do it any good.
Yeah, slow lap. Look, half a second dropped. on that lap as Leclerc goes up the inside of Sargent. Sargent has a DRS though, and he will move back into third place. This is an inspired drive from Logan Sargent here. Where was this kind of performance in his actual career? Makes me wonder if I should try and sign him for this team as a parting gift. An American driver for an American team. We've got 3 laps to go. The gap is 2.4 seconds. Antonelli closed up another 4 tenths, nearly 5 tenths on that lap as well. He is really going after Oscar at the moment. Sargent will again get the DRS to defend an attack out of turn 3. And again, he's going to hold that position, although it's tight between them. Leclerc's using battery to try and get back through. Max is closing on Albon, but it's not a foregone conclusion just yet. Norris still in 10th, but Tsunoda has also caught Sainz, so there is still a chance for Norris to get back into the points, albeit it'll be a tricky one. But this is the fight that we want to see. 2 laps to go. Can Logan Sargent beat Charles Leclerc? It would do him a huge boost of confidence. It would do us a massive favour as well. Not that we really need the points, but it would help Antonelli more than it would help Oscar. This time Leclerc will have the DRS on the run to turn 4. He's given that away to Sargent the last couple of laps. Is he close enough? He's going to throw it up the inside. Sargent just about hangs on. Leclerc now going to try and go around the outside. Oh, they're side by side. It's so close, and he has to yield. Verstappen and Albon are now in that DRS train as well. This scrap has allowed Albon and Verstappen to get right into the mix as well. So now it's anyone's guess as to who's going to finish where. Leclerc could finish 3rd, he could finish 5th. Albon nearly gets the move and Leclerc goes wide. And he drops to 6th place behind Max. Can Sargent hang on? Alex Albon is all over him. He's got the bit between his teeth. Wants to put manners on his former teammate. He's going to try and go around the outside at turn 4. He gets the move done. And now Max is having a go. It's not over yet. But in a sprint race where points were clearly up for grabs, McLaren threw them away. Williams have managed to gain huge points for Max considering where he started. Albon has capitalised with 3rd place. Sargent takes 4th, and Leclerc has thrown away big points as well, finishing in 6th place. What a sprint. Best sprint of the season. Best sprint we've had in a long time for drama there.
So you've taken the checkered flag. So that's P2.
I need to improve a bit of driving to be more on point, but yeah, feels better to be honest.
And Ferrari didn't come last. No, they didn't. Mori finished in 16th place. There he is, crossing the line. Ricciardo down in 17th with that damage. Iwasa with a broken gearbox. Perez throwing it off the track briefly. Van Dorn just all sorts of craziness. And Stroll is going to come in last place after he punted Who was it he punted? Van Dorn. He punted Van Dorn, didn't he? So Ferrari 21st and 16th. No
And
points
a
though.
brilliant sprint win
Still.
for Oscar Piastri today.
And what a well-deserved P1 finish that was. Absolutely outstanding.
So confirmation of the final result. Despite a late charge from Antonelli, Oscar does hang on to take the sprint win. Getting through early like he did and breaking away sealed his victory. Antonelli had to wait to get his car rebuilt in terms of battery and fuel before he could punch his way through. And once he did, he never really looked in too much threat. What a dramatic final few laps, though. Albon taking third place on the final lap from Logan Sargent, who was so resilient in defence against Charles Leclerc. Max up 13 places to take fifth and 4 points. That's vital for him. And then Charles down 4 places, starting second, finishing sixth, throwing away 4 points there. Joe gets another couple of points there for Alpine. Sainz gets a point for Mercedes. Norris, again, throwing points away, starting in fourth, finishing in ninth. Gasly, a good recovery from him, up 12 places after a pit lane start by the look of it, because he had that big shunt in qualifying. Tsunoda takes 11th ahead of Valtteri Bottas in 12th. 13th for Lawson, up 7 places. Excellent result for him. That will keep Haas ahead of Ferrari, because Ferrari haven't got anywhere close to being 13th in a race yet. 14th for Ocon. 15th for Porsche. Again, just running wide and losing so much, getting spun around by Daniel Ricciardo on the opening lap. Masao Mori, 16th place for Ferrari. They are starting to show a little glimmers of improvement. 17th for Ricciardo, down 10 places. Another disastrous race for him. 18th for Iwasa, 19th for Perez, 20th for Stoffel. A disaster for him as well, down 12 places. And then Sylvain Petit in 21st, with Lance Stroll in 22nd.
Hello and welcome to the much anticipated qualifying session.
There are 3 periods of qualifying ahead of the drivers now. Remember, only the fastest 10 will make it through to Q3 for a shot at pole position.
Now there's been a bit of talk lately about Oscar Piastri. Karun, how's he been doing?
I'd say they'll be feeling all right. If you were to compare them with their teammate, they're coming out on top and they're showing their worth.
So stay with us, folks. It's sure to be a good one.
How you doing, Clark? How you doing, Mike? Did I see Lewis crashed? Yes, I did. It's not surprising. It's a brand new team. He's been 12 years with Mercedes. He's never driven any car that hasn't been powered by Mercedes in his entire F1 career. So all engines behave in different ways. He's grown up with Mercedes power since he's debuted at McLaren, and now he's going to Ferrari. So which is a completely different powertrain, behaves in a very different way. So it's not surprising. Ferrari themselves weren't concerned about it, and it is potentially, as stated by the race, the worst Ferrari he's ever going to drive. This year's car certainly better than last year's. Next year's car, the car that's about to be released, should be an improvement on the car that we've just had, the 24 car. And they seem to be making the right steps going forward. So 26 should be a decent car for him as well. So yeah, I mean, no major cause for concern. Not ideal, but be interesting to see how he does in a 24 car. Or a 25 car. Let's see. I think he gets a 24 car at the Pirelli tyre test. All right, let's get prepped for quali. 40% and 39% on the ERS. We can get away with those again. So let's see. We've got plenty of mediums, so let's start with some mediums. We'll do a couple of one-lap runs on the mediums. Probably won't be good enough to get us through, but save a bit of wear on the soft tyres that we'll need for the Grand Prix. Actually, maybe not. It's going to be wet.
Okay, Oscar, so the track will go green now.
Everyone's going out very early. Don't usually see this much traffic coming out at the very beginning of the session. Just checking the weather, see if I'd missed something.
On the tyres where you can.
Copy.
Circuit is all clear ahead now. Good to go.
Oscar, you've got a clear track ahead. So Oscar, happy to open a lap.
All right, here we go. Bit of traffic that didn't get in the way, I don't think, for Antonelli. Or for Oscar. Let's check the splits. 16.3, 16.1, so very strong first sector for Antonelli. Not the quickest though. Who is quickest? Ocon. Oh, and we're on the mediums as well. Let's not forget that.
Get the delta negative.
So we're only a couple of tenths away with Antonelli. Piastri about half a second off. We'll do another run on these tyres, but we will probably need to switch to softs at the end of the session. So Leclerc on his flying lap right now. Let's see what kind of pace he's got. Do I recommend buying this game or not? Yeah, sorry, I saw your question. I forgot. I didn't get around to answering it. Which game do I recommend you get, this or the other, EA F1 game? Do you want to drive or do you want to manage? Because you will have to drive if you get the F1 24 game. But if you get this, you will never get to drive. You will just be an armchair manager, like I am. So it's whether you want that driving experience or not. They're both very different games. It's not like saying, do you get this? Do you get F1 24 or do you get GT7? You know, they're games that you can compare to a degree. I suppose Assetto Corsa and F1 would be a more apt comparison. You can't really compare this to F1. They share a license and nothing else.
So we've got 8 seconds of clear air ahead. Good to go.
We've got improvement from Oscar all the way through so far. Antonelli did not improve in the first sector, gets held up in the middle, so he's not going to improve this lap. Piastri improved up to P5, just 400s behind his teammate now.
It's a good lap.
So currently P4. Yeah, we're happy with that. And we will box end of this lap.
Copy.
Alright, let's prep a set of softs. It's not confirmed that Frontier have dropped it. I mean, the rumours are out there. Nothing official from either F1 or Frontier. I think it's likely that they probably have dropped it, but until we see an official statement, then we can't say for definite either way. And 24 was announced in March last year, so if we're going to get any kind of announcement, it'll probably be in that same kind of window. And I haven't seen a patch for this game for a while now, so it's possible that they've stopped supporting this one to work on another one, because it has been much more widely received and reviewed than the previous installments. So maybe they think that there's enough scope to make one last attempt. I think we might possibly be able to sit the rest of this session out. Although both McLarens are looking pretty off the pace right now. Pourchaire's on an in-lap. No, Pourchaire's in the garage. We're going to need to go in the next couple of seconds. There goes Carlos. There goes Maury. I'm going to gamble. I think we're safe. Ocon and Leclerc are already ahead of us. We haven't really got to worry about them. It's the cars below we need to keep an eye on, and I think we've got enough of a cushion. Certainly the Ferraris are not going to suddenly find 0.6 of a second. Is this decision going to come back and bite me? It's been reported that the sales were below expectations, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's it, done and dusted. They might not be able to break the contract that they have with F1 without a massive financial penalty. Who knows? So, might be better for them to just try and make another game and see if they can win their target audience back around. I mean, they did a good job of bringing stuff, bringing positivity back to the community with this game, although it is a bit buggier than the previous one. It's certainly got a lot more features to it. We did get through 7th and 9th. Max looking quick. Gasly looking quick as well. Both Red Bulls right up there. Lando got himself through into 5th. Did Porsche get through? No, he didn't. Porsche out in 20th. So, let's do that again. Let's go with medium tyres again. We will almost certainly have to use softs this time, but let's save a bit of wear on softs.
Okay, that's green light.
Probably just do one run on these mediums, and then 2 runs on a set of softs. I am feeling better now, yes, thank you.
We want to generate some temperature for this outlet.
Covered.
Outlap critical.
Yeah.
We've got Max out on track as well, so we'll have a very early benchmark time set, which will be quicker than us, given that we're on the mediums.
Good gap in front.
But we will briefly be first and second on the leaderboard.
It's all clear ahead. Good to go.
And Ricciardo and Stroll leaving the pits now. Piastri slightly quicker than Antonelli in the first sector. Oh, look at that. We're talking, millionths of a second there. Milliseconds now. And Max has gone quicker than us. 27.8 and 27.63, so slightly quicker. Or 27.7 against the 27.8, slightly quicker there for Kimi in the middle. An 18.2 and an 18.0, so Antonelli ends up 2.5 tenths clear.
And if we just get that delta negative.
Let's see what Max can do. I don't think he got impeded there through the middle. Van Dorn is 3.5 tenths back. Max 3/10 quicker than Antonelli's time on those softs. 3/10 around this circuit's quite a bit.
And here
We have a yellow flag. Stroll doing Stroll things again.
Sorry.
Evening, Wayne. Leclerc now pops up into second place as Max looking to improve, but doesn't.
Warm the tyres where you can.
Yeah.
A whole flurry of cars leaving the pits. Or they're just starting out flying laps. Might be starting flying laps. They are closing up very quickly on Antonelli, actually. Yeah, they're flying laps. Oh, this game's only like 30 quid. 30, 35, I think, at full price.
Oscar, you've got a clear track ahead.
Unless you go for the deluxe edition, which is like an extra tenner. I think. All right, Anthony Oscar just about squeezes through without getting held up there.
We're happy where we are on tyres. Track is all clear. Good to go.
I've got a Williams in the way. Potential problems in turn one. Get through there without any issue. We're clear up here as well. We've got purple in the middle sector with Oscar here. This will certainly be good enough to get him through, but will it be good enough to go top? Leclerc and Verstappen are going to have another crack at taking top spot. And Piastri does go top.
Currently P1.
By just 6 hundredths of a second. Antonelli has An Alpine in the way, did that hold him up?
Yeah.
He hasn't gone purple in the middle, but he should still be very quick. And across the line, and that's going to be P3 for Antonelli.
So that's currently
Identical time to Max Verstappen, who is prepping for another lap. And there's Leclerc just ahead of Max. So Norris starts a flying lap. The McLaren dives into the pit lane. That's Ricciardo, because Sainz is already out. So Ricciardo is out as well. Leclerc's going to get a hell of a tow here from Norris, so he's probably going to take provisional pole. Piastri's back in the pits. Antonelli's not going to get in anyone's way. Sauber of Valtteri moves out of the way of Max there. No one improving. Well, apart from Norris, Leclerc hasn't improved. Max hasn't improved. A little bit of traffic. That was Ocon, I think, on his in lap. So Ocon's time is done. Zhou is out. Van Dorn is out. Tsunoda is out. Norris up to the line. Is out, but Leclerc did get a mighty tow in the end and goes top. Max stays P3. Did he improve his time? No, he didn't. But we are through. And that sets up an exciting showdown between the four of us. And Sargent's up there again, look, in P5. Quicker than Ocon. Quicker than Gasly. Yeah, I think, you know, if you're prepared to play the game on the higher difficulties and not just try and cheese an easy platinum, Farah, then yeah, you'll get your 30 quid's worth out of it. Right, let me just quickly nip to the fridge and get a drink. Ugh. Right, into the final qualifying session. Let's start on those softs. No point using mediums now. And we'll get out nice and early again. Perez is going to be the first on track. No one jumps out right in front of Antonelli. That's good. No one jumps out right behind him as well. That's also good.
We should do some work on the brakes.
You're criticising Tintin for being just trains on these live streams, but I'm just F1 manager on my live streams at the moment, so... I have been for a couple of years now. Although that will change going forward.
Drive straight out, the track will be clear.
So Oscar, happy to open a lap.
All clear ahead. Good to go.
I'm seeing a lot of parallels. Because I've got 16k subscribers and not many people watch me. Because they all wanted farm sim content and I don't do that anymore. Antonelli with the edge so far. But it's flipped the other way around through the middle sectors. It's going to be tight between the two. 16 zeros for both. 27.6 and a 27.6 in the middle. 18.0. And an 18.0 again. Piastri is topped by just 6 thousandths of a second from Antonelli after that first run. Perez a full second back. And Logan is starting his run. I kind of want to see this. Max has gone purple. See if Gasly can keep it on the track for his first run here. Got a McLaren in the way. Oh, no, that's us. Oh, sorry, Logan. We just made him lift a little bit there. Going into 7. Through 9 and 10. Up to the line. Sargent goes third. And Max goes top. Oh, look how tight that is at the top. Leclerc now leaving the pits for his first flying lap, just as we're coming back into the garage. Ocon coming up to the line. Is this to start or finish? It's to start. We're going to prep for another run. And we're going to do 2 more runs, I think. We're going to try and do 2 more runs.
On the brakes a bit.
Tidy lap from Ocon, puts him up to P4, 10th ahead of Logan. There's Leclerc. There's Gasly right behind him. Gasly could be on for a good lap here, if he can get a toe. Oh, can you imagine when Williams lock out the front row here? Not sure if he's close enough to get the full slipstream experience. But it might give him a little bit of a boost. It might be just enough.
And you're good to open the lap.
As we start our flying laps, looks like we have Albon behind us. Is that to finish a lap? It is. Albon goes P6. No purple sectors for Leclerc or Gasly. Gasly's now too far behind, I think, to get any kind of benefit at the end of the lap. Leclerc goes purple in the middle. Leclerc across the line, goes top. Gasly only P8. Gasly's gone purple in the middle, no improvement at all for Antonelli. And Oscar does not improve, nor does Kimi.
So this is good, Oscar.
We'll have one more bite at this.
The fuel on the way in.
Yeah, copy.
This is why I wanted to save some softs in the early parts of this qualifying, so that we could have 3 runs here at the end.
Switch off.
Yeah, those tyres will be good enough for one more run. So there's Max. Here is Leclerc. Ocon's on a flyer, I think. Yeah, he is improving. Drives to the line. And he moves ahead of Antonelli. Top 4 separated by just over 1/10 of a second. Margins at this circuit are always really, really small when you get down to it. And Gasly has snuck out behind Antonelli. He's trying to get another slipstream look. Couldn't quite pull it off with Leclerc. Can he pull it off this time? Speaking of Leclerc, here he is starting his flying lap. Max coming round the final corner now to start his flying lap. And it's now a 5-way shootout because Gasly is potentially close enough to get a toe off the back of Antonelli. And if he does, it could be pole position.
Let's go.
For Gasly. So we can't rule him out. The main 4, it's Leclerc, Verstappen, Piastri and Antonelli.
Yeah, let's go for it.
I think we might have just pulled away enough from Gasly to deny him that toe. Leclerc is flying through the middle sector. He's gone purple, an improvement of personal best in the first sector as well. Can he push that benchmark time even further away from us? Can Max respond? He does not improve in the end. A poor final sector. Here comes Max. Max improved in the middle, but not in the first. Doesn't improve in the middle, but he still goes top by 46 thousandths of a second. Can Oscar now respond? He did not improve in the middle. Antonelli's just gone purple in the middle. This could go anyway. Piastri stays P3, tied with Ocon. Identical times there. What can Antonelli do in the final sector? He jumps up to 3rd. Gasly moves up to 6th. It's Williams from Red Bull. Then we lock out the second row. Then it's Red Bull from Williams. Sargent is in 7th, ahead of Albon, who is on an in-lap. So is Stroll, and Perez is in the pits. Only did the 1 run. So that is your top 10 and your starting order for the race. question now is, what's the weather going to do? It's going to start wet.
The mountains in Austria, the teams are preparing for the 71 laps of today's race.
4 years on from the circuit being renamed to the Red Bull Ring, Max Verstappen became the first driver to bring an eponymous car to victory here in 2018.
The Red Bull Ring is one hungry beast of a power track. Drivers face a steep climb up to turn 3 and a fast ride downhill through wide corners and straights thereafter. There's plenty of opportunity to overtake here, especially with the help of 3 DRS zones. Tension continues to build here as race day begins.
All right, let's take a look. It looks like it's going to be wet all the way through. So all those dry tyres that we saved are completely wasted. Yeah, well, yeah, it's probably going to be into us all the way through. Look to stop around about maybe lap 35. We can always extend that if we want to. Got to be wary of tyre temps getting too high. And so now you're looking to stop on lap 34. That's fine. Again, we can extend if we need to. We're going to add 1 lap of fuel so we can go aggressive with fuel off the line. And let's use the battery as well because there's no DRS while the track is wet. And with that, we are ready to send them to the grid for the start of the Austrian Grand Prix.
Welcome back, everyone. The final preparations are now being made as we head into the race. The Sauber driver knows this could be a good chance to really prove themselves.
All the way back in 17, meaning there's not a lot of expectations on their shoulders.
But remember, anything can happen in Formula One.
I think this is first pole position for Max in a very long time.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
It's a good launch for both of our cars, but we're stuck. We can't go anywhere because we've got cars in front of us. Ocon's going to try and go around us, and he does. So Piastri's down to 5th, but Rocket's back ahead thanks to the battery. Antonelli is ahead of Leclerc. Ocon's still trying to fight through. And we've dropped him now, and we're making the move on Leclerc here on the run up to turn 4. Up the inside.
Any feedback on the conditions?
And we're through, and now we're going to ease off the battery now that we've done what we needed to do at the start, and that's jump the Red Bull.
Charge the pack.
Right, I'm going to push Piastri a little bit more just to try and get him into the slipstream of Antonelli and Verstappen. Help protect him from Leclerc.
Recharge on.
Max trying to break away from us. We'll let him go for now. Everyone else pushing their tyres a little bit harder than us in these opening couple of laps. She's going to push temperatures through the roof, pushing them that hard and in dirty air with very low water levels on the track. And Ocon making the move on his teammate. Goes around the outside. Nope, sorry, up the inside and pushes Leclerc off the track. Leclerc drops down to 7th place behind Sargent. And he's coming under pressure now from Alex Albon. You can see Antonelli's tyres already now getting very hot. He's in P2. There's Piastri now in P3. Do not want to cook the tyres.
Yeah, if you can just cool the tyres as much as you can.
Copy.
We're going to have to be sparing with the push. Only use it for short periods when we're running nose to tail like this. Otherwise the temperatures will spiral out of control and the tyres will degrade very quickly.
Overtake is available.
Copy.
Use overtake.
And now Gasly is making a run at Ocon. He's going to try and get him up the inside here in the braking zone at turn 3. Gets him, and Piastri gets past Antonelli. Here comes Ocon. Will Gasly shut him down? No, he's going to leave the door open. And Ocon says thank you very much. Slots on back through. Meanwhile, we're using their scrap and our battery push to start to break away a little bit. You can see Max, with those tyres in clean air, his temperatures are more under control. We've had to drop ours down to keep the temperatures under control. Ocon and Gasly and all the cars that are nose to tail with each other, their temperatures have pushed up so much that their tyres have already degraded about 3% more than ours. We need to get in front of Max just so we can cook his tyres and keep ours under control. So Leclerc still in P7 behind Sargent. Norris down in 12th. Porsche in 20th. Two Ferraris are bringing up the rear. There they will probably stay. These conditions really not conducive to any kind of chance for Ferrari. With their drivers being so poor, their wet weather skills are going to be atrocious. Here comes Ocon having a look around the outside of Piastri. He's not going to find a way through. Max is back in spitting distance again. Max has impressed this race. He's impressed this season. He's had some unlucky moments in qualifying. He had that pit lane start yesterday and got himself in the points. Or was it the race before that? Was it Monaco he started? No, it was either Spain or Canada. He started in the pits and fought his way through up into the points. He was strong last night. We have a collision between Perez and Norris.
Could be a debris.
Now we should be able to take a look here. Okay, so heading into turn 1 here. Tries to get
Could be a locket from Norris.
And you can see how the
Yeah.
cars come together. And there'll be more than one unhappy team after that. And look at the team there. They all knew what that moment meant.
And they're going to show us another replay from the same angle.
The Haas hit me.
The Haas hit me. You rammed the back of him.
Teams start to dwindle.
Oh, drivers will try anything they can with the stewards to sway the vote in their favour. So Norris gets underway. There's Perez in the background also getting back underway. It's a very badly broken front wing. And a very badly broken rear wing. So both of them are kind of screwed. Norris gets the penalty for being hit by the Haas. Oh, the barefaced nerve of the man.
Use overtake.
Use the tyre.
Yeah, had the vote at the beginning of this year gone a different way, Max would be probably winning the World Championship this season. Well, it would certainly be a very tight fight between him and Piastri anyway. Piastri still developing. Max kind of at his peak now. He's certainly loving life at Williams this season compared to last.
Okay, good job.
Pack is low. Recharge on.
Copy.
So Antonelli into the lead. And sets a new fastest lap, a 1:10.6. And Ocon is going to have that look. This is more like the Ocon of last season. Aggressive, fast, outperforming his teammate. He's been humbled this season by Charles. Let's take a look at Max's tyre temps now that he's stuck behind us. Yeah, up to 100 degrees. Cut back to the front two. Antonelli defending well. Piastri having to defend hard against Ocon as well. Gasly in fifth, about a second and a half back. That's not a bad place to be because he's not too close that he's going to get his tyres in a bad, heat window. Ocon does slide on through. That's not ideal. And now Gasly's right behind us. There's a lunge up the inside at turn 3 here. forced his way through. And now we're back in hot, dirty air again. And you can see the difference between Antonelli's tyres and Piastri's tyres after just a couple of laps of them being in these positions. The extra temperature. That's the tyre wear rate for everyone else on the grid. This is why it was so important to get in front of Max, so that he wouldn't have tyres comparable to ours, and make him much more of a long-term threat all the way through this race. As it is, he's still crawling all over the back of Antonelli, trying to find a way through. And his tyres will cool down and ours will start to overheat if their positions reverse.
Lift off end of straight.
Just bank a little bit of fuel. Will also give us a chance to just cool down Piastri's engine a little bit as well.
Verstappen behind. Gap 0.3.
Leclerc's up to 6. He has got past Sargent. He's right behind Leclerc, behind Gasly. There he is. So it's Brabham, Williams, Red Bull, Brabham, Williams, Red Bull as your top 6. And Max gets on through. I missed that. So turn 1 move. Oh yeah, he just switched back to the outside line. Carried the speed through. Antonelli caught unawares there.
Not too bad, Dan.
And now Ocon's having a look. And Ocon has the slipstream, I think. And can we hold the position, or is he going to try and throw it up the inside again? Just shut the door. Okay, tyre temps have cooled down, so we can push them again.
And happy to pick up the pushing level.
Push the fuel again.
So happy to drop, lift and coast.
And I'm just going to leave Piastri where he is for now on his tyre temps. Let them cool down just another couple of degrees before we push him again. A long way to go in this race yet. Norris still behind the Ferraris, but lapping quicker than them. Perez, his race is over. Gasly trying to muscle his way through. Now we need to push the tyres a bit more. Otherwise we're going to lose Gasly as well. And there's Leclerc just lurking in the background. And that 2-second gap means Piastri can push his tyres a bit more without fear of overheating them now. Oh, again, Ocon takes a bad line, but Leclerc again runs wide. And Piastri moves on through. So Piastri back up to 3rd place. It's not Leclerc, Ocon.
Nice.
Leclerc trying to get past Gasly.
1.5.
Tries to muscle his way through up the inside, can't get through. That's Sargent and Joe. Again, Alpine have really started to pick up some performance as this season has progressed. And now we're going to calm the tyres and fuel down again.
So as much tyre calling as you can manage, please.
Copy.
Okay, keep looking after the tyre.
Yeah.
Max on a charge on 110.4. That's a couple of, tenth and a half quicker than Antonelli's effort. Track is very, very dry at the moment. It's going to start getting wetter again soon. Here comes Ocon, and Ocon goes through. Piastri's struggling.
There's still opportunities here. Gasly is now the car behind.
He goes back around the outside. Lovely move from Oscar there. Just swooping on through. Max now 3.5 seconds ahead. That'll bring our tyres back under control. Looks like everyone else is being a bit more cautious with their tyres now, given their temperatures. They're certainly not pushing them the way they were earlier. But still overheating, and we have a yellow flag. Someone running wide. I think it's a Ferrari.
Yellow's ahead.
Yeah,
Let's
spin
take
for
a
Sylvain
closer
Petit.
All good at this point. Whoa, and there it goes.
Norris,
And
the
there's not
immediate
much
beneficiary
they can do
there.
about that now.
And look at this queue behind Oscar here. Ocon again making that move at turn 4.
No hop done. Gasly is now the car behind. Green charge on.
Try and get a bit of battery back in our cars.
Copy.
Suggest reduce a bit, lift and coast.
And through goes Gasly. Got Leclerc and both of the Alpines right there as well. Which is a dangerous
Deep breath, you're going to be okay.
tick here.
Okay, Leclerc is the car
Try and
behind.
push back through again. Do not want to get caught out by all of those guys, or else it's going to be a nightmare afternoon for Oscar. Makes a switch back to the inside. Gets alongside. Can he get through? Using that battery. Norris has damage. We know about that, unless he's got more damage.
Overtaking is...
He might have damaged his underfloor.
Still plenty of opportunities.
Copy.
Let's go flat out.
Been a difficult race for Oscar here so far. Again, he just loses out against Gasly in the braking zone there. Could get through here though. does so.
Okay, recharge on.
Lovely stuff.
I'm going to push Kimmy now and try and get back onto Max before Ocon catches us.
Overtake is available.
Copy.
We'll also see if we can sneak the fastest lap back. Antonelli's almost on the back of Max already.
Let's attack.
That is a new fastest lap. 109.7. That is significantly quicker than Max. About 0.7 of a second quicker. And this time it's Oscar sweeping around the outside.
Okay, recharge on is good. Good job. More lift and coast.
Okay, so
Go on, get the move done, get the move done. Out of battery.
Yep.
This is a wily customer.
We think you can manage more.
Copy.
Keep your head down. PS3 car behind. Gap 5.7.
Pack is low.
And we push Ocon wide, and through goes Charles Leclerc, through goes Pierre Gasly.
P3.
Looks like Logan Sargent's going to have a look up the inside as well. Doesn't quite have the power to win that drag race.
And recharge on.
Oscar, you can reduce the LICO slightly.
And this is the first time we're really going to have to defend from Leclerc.
Recharge on is good. Okay, maximum pace.
Recharge on.
So Oscar, we can look after this tyre.
Got Oscar in very defensive driving right now. Trying to frustrate Leclerc.
Recharge on.
We built up a little bit of extra battery again.
We can use the pace now.
Oh, Leclerc squeezes through. Can we go around the outside? Yes, we can. You can see the tyre advantage we have over the cars behind us now quite significant, but the tyre advantage to Max has decreased now that he's just running in nice, clean, cool air at the front. Which is why I wanted him behind me. That's Perez getting lapped. And Leclerc goes on through again.
There are opportunities ahead.
Far behind, Ocon.
It's just increased LICO.
Let's give it everything now.
Now I need to make a decision. Do I push my tyres permanently now? Go for an undercut on Max? I think I kind of have to up my my pace in general now. Leclerc is making a bit of a break. He might be getting ready for a pit stop soon. I'm wondering if he's going to consider a 3-stop. Or a 2-stop, sorry, rather than just a 1-stop. 3 sets of inters. It's still really tight, look. In the top 10, anyway. Oh, yellow flag. That's Ricardo.
There are yellow flags on the main straight.
Copy.
Nothing at this point. And that's the moment they lose it. Not a mistake they'll want to make again.
That's Ricardo down to 18th place. Clay really has tried to scamper away, hasn't he?
Tyre feedback when you can. Tyre feels okay.
Perez pulls over, lets us through. There goes Gasly. And Ocon is through as well. Joe and Sargent following through. They've lost a little bit of ground.
I was going to suggest reduce a bit, lift and coast.
Let's keep pushing up to cars ahead.
Make an instant impact with this push. Coming through. We kind of push Leclerc offline a bit as well, so that immediately opens up a nice little bit of a gap. And we are off and away.
Good job.
And Gasly gets through.
P3, good stuff. He's 7 seconds ahead.
So Williams first and fourth now. We need to continue to scamper away because Gasly's going to try and come after us. Antonelli's starting to edge back onto Verstappen. Took over half a second out of him on that previous lap. Max responds. We have a yellow flag. That's Ricciardo again, I think. New fastest lap for
Good lap.
Oscar.
Right then, we can take a look now. Right, so this was the fourth corner. And there's the lockup. But that's just the risk you take. The later you leave it.
It's a 1:09.2. That is half a second quicker than Antonelli's lap. But we have really cooked the tyres to do that. Got a 2-second gap.
Lift off end of straight.
Just let the tyres breathe for a moment.
Just stay close to him.
Use overtake.
Antonelli's turn to push. Gasly's already back within a second, just about. That did not take long at all. Yeah, Leclerc struggling, Gasly pushing hard. His tyres are starting to go a bit as well. So a lot of cars going to box before us. Max has started pushing his tyres again as well. Here comes Kimi on Max. Sainz is into the pits. Our first pit stop. Lap 29. That's a little early. Brand new inters for Carlos. Let's see what his pace does.
So you are.
As Kimi sets a new fastest lap, a 1:08.5. That is quick. It's very quick. Through he goes.
Charge the pack.
Yes, let's go.
Max going to try and fight back.
Nice, nice job. So that's currently P1. Overtake will be available.
And they're nearly 10 seconds ahead of Piastri and Gasly now. Leclerc has dropped back. Ocon right behind him. Sargent back ahead of Zhou. Alpine still 7th and 8th. Albon in 9th. Then it's Stroll and Tsunoda, the two red, RBs. neck and neck. Van Dorn is 12th. We have another yellow flag. And that is Iwasa.
So this is what happened. Now this was the Sauber. Everything's all right here. The wheels just lock up there. They took a gamble and it was just too late.
It's not going to be long now, mate.
Piastri's tyres have calmed down again. We can get him upping his pace again.
That is P3, your P3. Next car is Verstappen.
9.4
Yeah, you can see Max's tyre temps have been quite nice. Dipping down to 77 at one point, and now that we're back in front of him again, up to 98 degrees again. Meanwhile, our tyre temps are falling.
We are ready for you.
This is Piastri we're watching, actually. There is Antonelli and Max. Max is going to have a look. Just have that little bit of extra grip on the exit. But Max is going to have another look at the inside of turn 3. He squeezes through. We're not out of it. Now we're out of it.
It's just a lot of confidence.
Keep your head down. Next car behind is Piastri. Gap behind 9 seconds. Do we need to keep the lift and coast up a bit more now?
Norris is in. Serves his 5-second penalty. In comes Petit.
We can push.
Copy.
So happy to drop lift and coast.
There is the Ferrari exiting the pits. Norris is a lap down. Behind Verstappen and Antonelli. And we're going to just hammer these tyres now. See if I can break away from Gasly.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Too early to stop. Got too much rubber left in these tyres to waste boxing just yet. That's why we're hammering the tyres now for the remainder of this stint. Try and squeeze as much performance out of the car as we can. And even with the battery, we're not bolting away from Gasly. There we go, it's a bit better. Save what's left.
Okay, recharge on is good. Focus on recharge.
Yep.
just don't quite get that same extra amount of additional pace for having 20% better tyres in the wet as you do against the dries. As Leclerc is in, so first of the front runners, first of the championship contenders of sorts, the box. He will get a nice little undercut on a couple of cars now. Decent stop from Red Bull. Let's see where he feeds out, what kind of traffic he's going to face. Another reason why I'm sprinting with the tyres is to try and open up a nice little window to drop into without too much traffic in the way. Comes out just behind, or just ahead of Van Dorn. Might come under pressure here. I think he's safe. And this is why I want to save some battery as well, so that I can really attack the tarmac when we come out of the pits. We are potentially going to, maybe we might briefly get a little bit of DRS here. That's not good because we haven't broken away from Max yet.
On track condition. DRS has been enabled.
But a yellow flag.
Overtake will be available.
Max is going to get that DRS on us. Damn it. A lockup for Checo.
Now here we are tackling turn 3.
That's turn 4, not turn 3.
Well, you can see the lockup, and hopefully there's not too much damage to the tyres.
I have to use the battery now to make sure that Max doesn't get that DRS on me. We've opened up a nice 4-second gap to Gasly. Another yellow flag. That's one of the Astons.
Watch for debris.
Albon's had a crash. Been hit by Stroll. Stroll just doing Stroll things again. Looks like he just turned across him.
Oh man, that was such.
There we go, 2.5-second gap over Max now. Coming up to lap Perez again. And Perez is now 2 laps down. We've got another yellow flag. Stroll gets the penalty. Porsche into the pits. And a lockup for a Ferrari. It's all kicking off.
Heading into turn 1. Oh, and the
Oh, he's so close to hitting that Red Bull.
Able to do much about it.
Lucky escape there for Ocon, I think. Yeah, Ocon. What's Max's tyres at? 52%. We're doing 110s right now. So's Leclerc on those brand new tyres. So we are certainly putting in some good pace as Ocon dives into the pits. Second Red Bull stop. Not bad. Sainz currently with the quickest stop, then Charles Leclerc, then Tsunoda, Petit, Ocon, Pourchaire, Ricciardo, and Norris with an 8.2 second stop thanks to that penalty. And a wing change. Penalty won't be counted on that time, but the wing change will. Well, Piastri's taken about a second a lap out of Gasly and about a second and a bit out of Verstappen. It's about to lap Lando Norris.
A blue flag.
We are in DRS still. Track is going to dry up very, very soon. I'm just going to keep pushing these tyres until the track gets wetter again. Then we'll stop for fresh inters. Don't want to overly cook the brand new tyres on a dry track. And we still have plenty of pace at the moment. Fuel's not an issue because it'll come back to us pretty quickly once we turn the engines back down again. And Max is in. So this is a critical stop. A 110.1 for Antonelli. One and a half seconds quicker than Gasly. 1.6 seconds quicker than Gasly. Decent stop for Max. Goes second on the leaderboard with a 2.02. It's 5,000 slower than the Mercedes stop. And he is back and underway, and he gets out ahead of Zhou, which is important. So Max is not going to have dirty air, and that's a good indicator of where we can kind of drop out. See what Max does once he gets up to speed. Expecting him to be very quick. Track now starting to get wet again. And there goes the DRS. Iwasa and Perez both in. They should just retire that car. He's 2 laps down already. Decent stop. Tsunoda picks up a fault.
Well, yeah, right. It certainly looks like they've developed a fault.
Quite a serious one as well. Orange. Gearbox. Yeah, that's not what you want at a track like this. 109.5 there for Piastri. Gasly did a 110.8. I'm going to pit Antonelli.
Box. Box for the Inter. And we'll be cooling the tyres.
You know, I'm going to box Piastri as well.
Focus on recharge.
They're far enough apart that I can box them both on the same lap. Still a lot of cars that haven't stopped. I'm surprised they haven't done so yet. Stroll is still out there. Sargent's still out there. Zhou's still out there. Gasly. Van Dorn. So into the pits from the race lead. Can Antonelli keep the race lead? He's got a 21.5-second gap. But Max is lapping very quick at the moment. Oh, I forgot to box. I forgot to box Piastri. Shit.
Okay, box now.
1.9. Excellent stop. Quickest stop of the day so far, I believe. And we do get out ahead of Gasly. There is Gasly.
Currently P2. So Piastri next car. Gap 10.9. So car behind Gasly.
Need to stay ahead of him.
2.
Use that battery. That's why we saved it. There we go. We are not just ahead of Gasly, who has yet to stop. Well, we're ahead of Max as well. But Antonelli in an excellent position to potentially win this race from here. That was crucial. It will be less cut and dry for Oscar. Oscar is likely to come out behind Max now.
Oscar pit lane.
The pit lane is wetter.
Copy.
.2 dead. That's not good enough. That will not get us points. Max goes through. We'll get out comfortably ahead of Zhou. So we'll slot into clean air, but there's a bit of work to do. There are the two Alpines.
That is P4, Oscar. Okay, that's Verstappen ahead of you. Car behind is now Zhou.
Gap 0.7.
And there we go. We are comfortably away from them. Max is all over the back of his teammate. Needs to get through. He's stopped. Gasly hasn't.
Copy.
And Antonelli is scampering away.
Copy.
Gasly staying out. 7 seconds to gap for Piastri. Slightly fresher tyres. Well, Gasly using some battery there. Norris now gets a fault.
And as far as we can tell,
Gasly shuts the door on his teammate. This might be Gasly's in lap actually, because he is pushing. He is pushing hard. But any chance of a podium is now pretty much gone, I think. Unless we get a safety car later on to bring him back on. So he's going to be quite a distance behind. Stroll gets a fault.
but the car's definitely not happy. Surely some kind of fault.
Gasly chopping off Verstappen again, and he's staying out. This is excellent news for us. Petit runs wide in the Ferrari. We've seen him do that enough times, we don't need to see it again. Can Max get through up the inside here? Yes, he can. New fastest lap for Oscar Piastri, a 1:80. And the gap's now just 4 seconds. As Max is finally released, we took a massive amount of time out of Max over those last couple of laps. 2.3 on that last lap alone.
recharge on.
Copy.
Stroll into the pits to serve that penalty. Change those tyres.
Pack is low.
Copy.
And we have a 4-second gap to Max. Stroll gets jumped by Valtteri. Just about holds Stoffel off. They've already stopped. So I'll have to do it the hard way. If you're enjoying this stream, please do consider dropping a like. If you haven't yet subscribed, you can always do that as well. It's free, won't cost you anything. You can hit the bell to be notified when I go live. Gap to Gasly now, just 1 second. Surely he's going to box very soon. His tyres at 35% now. He's staying out again. Max has taken some time out of Kimi. Here comes Oscar. He's going to have so much more grip.
0.4.
Easily alongside in the braking zone there, and he is through. Sargent boxes. Decent looking stop.
Lovely stuff.
That was good.
We are currently P3. Car ahead is Verstappen.
Mercedes have the second quickest stop. Then it's Williams' Verstappen. Leclerc's in there. Yeah, we're not even close, look. With Oscar down in 12th place. Not planning on making another stop unless we get a safety car. Gasly's still out there. And this is hurting him now. He's losing 2 seconds a lap to Charles Leclerc right now. And this is going to drop him into the clutches of Sargent and Zhou. The longer he stays out there. If Zhou boxes at the end of this lap and Gasly stays out, they'll probably both stop this lap looking at that, but I've been saying that about Gasly for the last 3-4 laps, so who knows at this point. Yellow flag.
Yellow's ahead.
Copy.
Another spin for Petit.
Now, you can see what
We will
happened.
watch this one.
Right, let's have a look now. Around turn 3. And the rear just lets
Oopsie
go.
daisy.
Oh, dearie me, you don't want to be doing that.
I can't believe the shock on the Ferrari mechanics there. It's like they should know that was coming.
Gasly's in pit lane.
Gasly finally pulls into the pits. Now will Zhou box his lap as well. Ocon's got through now. No, Zhou's going another lap. That's not a quick stop. I don't think that's going to be jumping onto the leaderboard. Look for Sargent. Oh, Sargent's actually further behind than I thought he was. Yellow flag. Is that another spin for the Ferrari? And another yellow flag?
So let's take a look at
It's
the
Petit again.
Now here we are at the
Let's see.
final
Are the
corner.
mechanics shocked by this?
And wide they go, leaving the racing line. They've got to be careful and watch the car there.
Oh, he gets clobbered because he just pulled onto the racing line at the slowest of speeds at one of the fastest corners.
There's been a crash.
Oh, amateur hour here from Sylvain Petit. Blocking the racing line. I think that was Stroll that hit him. It was Stroll, and to be fair, I don't think he really had a chance in that one. But it's yet more damage for Stroll. He could yet get a penalty for that. It should be hilarious. He's now got a fault as well.
But there. Oh dear, that's not what they need right now.
Karma's a bitch. And she does not like Lance Stroll. Lady Luck's not impressed with him either. So we can just leave our tyres like this now for the rest of this race. There's only 21 laps to go, including the one we're on. Does Stroll dive into the pits? Yes, he does. Looks like he's not going to get a penalty. And that's fair. Like I said, there was not really anything he could do about that. Petit comes into the pits as well. It's another wing change. And off he goes. And there is Petit. Murray behind us. Petit is just exiting the pits now, right in front of one of the Red Bulls. Is that Leclerc or Ocon? That's Leclerc. Pulls out of the way. Wassers are going for... He's flying. He's getting a mighty slipstream here. Sargent gets an issue. Maybe points will not come his way.
But it looks like they're carrying some...
Oh, shut up, Crofty. I want to hear from the drivers. There we go. Fuel is now very healthy again. What kind of lap time is the Wasser going to do here? I want a 9.9. That might be the fastest he's gone all race. He is stuck to the back of Charles Leclerc like glue here. And he's going to get past Stroll. Because Stroll's going to pull over to let Leclerc through, and Iwasa's just going to sneak on through. There he goes. He's got the right idea. Just stick behind the fast car when everyone jumps out of its way. Steamroll your way through. He's like an ambulance chaser at this point. Antonelli is pulling away from Max. The gap is up to nearly 6 seconds, just over 5.5. Piastri's got the gap down to just under 4. Leclerc 6.5 seconds further back in 4th. I don't think there's going to be enough laps for Leclerc to close in. Plus, he doesn't have the tyres compared to us. So I think this is going to be the top 3. The only question now is Piastri going to get ahead of Max? Because I don't think he's going to catch Antonelli. Doesn't have a lot of battery to play about with. Antonelli still does. It's going to get dry very soon. Let's see if we can close the gap
Suggest reduce
before
a bit, lift and coast.
that happens. So we can try and get DRS on Verstappen. And we'll save Antonelli's battery so that he can see if he can take the fastest lap. And the track dries up, which is starting to happen now by the look of it.
Let's try and push up.
Come on, let me get DRS. Oh, we haven't got DRS yet, have we? Haas jumps out of our way. We're watching the wrong car, though. There we go. There's Piastri.
Starting to see signs of some overheating.
Yep.
Recharge button on.
Copy.
Let's get into the tyre cooling, please.
Max is closing up.
Copy.
$110.0 for Antonelli. Max does 108.1. Oof, that's quick. On a 108.3 for Oscar. You just see Max there chasing the Mercedes up the hill. Once again, a Haas has to dive out of the way for us at turn 3. I think that's Ricciardo in front of us. Sainz is in P6 right now. That's a great result for Sainz if he can keep that going. Gasly's flying look just went purple in the first sector. "15 laps to go."
More lift and coast.
Copy.
Ricciardo dives out of the way. Gap is 2 seconds. And there's the DRS. We're not close enough.
Seems to be drying.
New fastest lap for Pierre Gasly.
Yeah, I think it's like
107.4. I had a feeling someone was going to take it away from us. We're going to take it right back.
Just want to grow this gap.
Copy.
Yellow flag. That's a McLaren.
Tyres in a good
Porsche locking up at turn 3. He's been
Now this
very
was at
disappointing
turn
this
3.
weekend. Ever since that crash in the sprint.
And there goes the steering. Now they did leave it very late.
Got himself up to P9, but down to P10 again now. We get some DRS. Oh, that's going to give us this fastest lap. We're going to get DRS here again. Get out of the way, Norris. This is going to be a mighty lap from Antonelli here. think that was Van Dorn. No, that was Albon that we just lapped. Someone else has developed a fault. It's Van Dorn, who we've just overtaken. No, Albon we just overtook. How quick did we go? What a 6.6. Beautiful. Beautiful. Ran a battery.
Charge the pack.
Let's calm the tyres down. Calm the fuel back down again.
Yeah, if you can just cool the tyres as much as you can.
So close to getting DRS off the back of Max. Yeah, 1.3. Track's getting drier and drier. Prep for another flying lap.
So as much tyre cooling as you can manage, please.
Copy.
Next car is Verstappen.
Not looking to get past Verstappen. I'm looking to get into the DRS so I can charge up and protect the tyres.
Use the overtake button.
Yeah.
Oscar, you can reduce the LICO slightly.
Copy. Recharge on. Copy. Copy.
Look at the tyres, 118 degrees. Woof. It's leaving huge streaks of rubber. These massive chunks flying off, not little marbles.
Recharge on.
Okay.
You need to push. Okay, that's Verstappen ahead of you.
Got 0.7.
Deep breath, you're going to be okay. Recharge on.
Copy.
No, the Haas made us lose momentum.
Overtake available.
Copy.
We've got the DRS though. Fuck with that.
Okay, Oscar, recharge on.
Yeah.
Track's drying up. Oh, getting wetter again. I don't think we even need to worry about trying to go for the fastest lap again. I don't think anyone else is going to get it now.
Copy.
Yeah, no one's even close at the moment.
Car ahead is Verstappen.
0.4. No hop done.
Copy.
Max is taking big chunks out of Antonelli, but it's because I'm desperately trying to cool those tyres back down. What are Max's tyres looking like right now?
Oscar, tyre and plan update.
His tyres are at 113 degrees. Oh, looks like we're going to make the move. We go through. And we've got the DRS.
Nice.
There we go. Now we can absolutely melt those tyres of his.
Oscar, we are P2.
Oscar, we're hold positions now. Body recharge on.
Yeah.
So happy to push now.
I honestly thought Piastri was going to run away from Antonelli today, and it's been the other way around. Super impressed with Antonelli today. Max will go through with the DRS.
There are opportunities ahead. Okay,
So
Leclerc is the car behind.
Get a little bit more battery saved.
And Oscar, the pack is good.
Copy.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Now we need to get past on the next lap because we are about to lose the DRS.
Copy.
We want good pace.
And we've got an almost full battery now as well.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Oh, we pushed him wide. He's lost momentum. We have the DRS.
Okay.
Lovely.
Sweet.
Great work.
And he's not going to get the DRS from us. Now we're going to use that battery we've just been saving to break away before the DRS gets shut off again, which will happen in the next lap or two. It's Norris and Albon. And if they get too close, we are going to implement team orders. Antonelli absolutely deserves the win today. So we will make sure that Oscar doesn't sneakily steal it from him at the death. Track water levels going back down again.
Recharge on, please.
So happy to drop lift and coast.
You can see how much tyre wear we lost when we absolutely hammered Oscar's tyres to catch up to Verstappen there. Big dip below the line. Right, we've opened up a 4-second gap. We're going to have one more crack at the fastest lap. See if we can just make it that little bit more secure and open that gap up between Antonelli and Piastri again. He might even get a little bit of DRS on this lap as well.
Just give us some feedback on the tyres.
No improvement in the first bit than I was expecting that. Gets DRS there.
Attempts here.
He's going to get held up again, look. Through he goes. 4.5 second gap now to Verstappen.
Tyre temperatures are in a good window.
No improvement here. It'll still be a quick lap. It just won't be quick enough to improve on that 107 time that we did. Or, no, sorry, 106.6.
Fuel on plan.
So 106.7. He was only just slower. Mighty final sector there. Just 5 laps to go, including this one. it's going to be a better performance in the race than the sprint for Red Bull. It's going to be a mighty afternoon, or mighty weekend for Williams. They're running 3rd and 6th right now. Sainz going to get some big points for Mercedes that they desperately need, especially with Ricciardo struggling, languishing at the back in 17th there. Sargent is on for more points. He's currently in 8th place, 2 seconds ahead of Yuki Tsunoda, who has a fault. Pourchaire will be able to rescue a single solitary point for McLaren if he can keep Zhou behind. Now Valtteri. Tyres are okay for Valtteri. Zhou's got much better tyres. If he really pushes them, he can catch Piastri. Pourchaire can't catch Piastri. We have lapped everybody up to and including Van Dorn in 13th. Bottas is next, but he is far enough ahead that we're not going to catch him. Turn the fuel down before I forget and potentially run out of fuel. That would be a disaster.
Copy.
3 laps to go.
Copy.
And unfortunately, some of the drama has kind of fizzled out of this race in the closing stages. There's no real fights. We'll keep an eye on Zhou here. See if he can catch and pass Pourchaire. They have closed the gap. If he can get in range, I think he'll get him, because he has got that extra grip. He's going to have 3 laps to go when he crosses the line. Took a second out of Pourchaire that lap.
Two laps remaining.
Penultimate lap for Kimi. And now Piastri. Max crossing the line 5.5 seconds back in 3rd. There's a big gap to the Red Bulls. Zhou's getting ever closer. I think he's got a chance of doing this, you know. Then it's going to come down to who wins the DRS battle. Can Zhou add yet more misery onto a disastrous weekend for McLaren? He's in the 1 second window. And he's dropped Valtteri as well, so this will be a straight fight between these two. Final lap for Kimi. Zhou gets the move done, and he's going to get the DRS. He could break Pourchaire before the end of the lap hit. In the end, it's been a pretty comfortable win for Antonelli. It's been measured where he needs to be, aggressive where he needs to be, fast where he needs to be, and has put manners on Oscar, laid down a real challenge for that title. Pourchaire is going to have one final lap. He is still in range, could still salvage a point for McLaren here. He's going to make the move too early. Or is he? No. No, he's going to time it just right. Gets up the inside. He's got the DRS. Doesn't have the traction. Antonelli wins the Grand Prix.
Picked up the win.
That's 4 wins from 6 races now for Kimi Antonelli. He is putting everyone on notice that he is a world champion in the making. And if we can take him with us to Ferrari,
through and through.
And that's a checkered flag.
they're side by side at the end of the lap.
Mega, mate.
Joe has that extra grip.
Mega job.
Porsche's not given up yet.
Thank you very much.
Nicely managed race.
Porsche swoops around the outside through 6.
Turn the car fully off, so kill the engine,
Has the
wait
lead
5
through
seconds,
7 into
and you
8.
switch it completely off.
And that's 10th place secured unless he throws it off at the end here. Through 9. Into 10 and up to the line. And it will be a point rescued for McLaren after a disastrous weekend. And what a fantastic result. First and second again, combined with first and second in the sprint. Piastri wins his second sprint of the season. Antonelli wins his 4th Grand Prix of the season. Red Bull don't even make the podium.
Newest team, shattering all expectations here.
An inspired strategy from the team there. What a well-deserved win that was.
Oh, that's a wonderful scene. The team getting their first chance to congratulate their driver on a job well done. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
I doubt they could be much happier. A win and a podium place. What a great way to round out the weekend.
And that's it for this weekend here in Austria.
For the next round, we're heading back to the heart of the UK. Get ready for a race to remember in Silverstone, the cradle of Formula One.
I've been trying to think what it is about those cutscenes with the mechanics when they're celebrating like that, and I think I've sussed it. If they've used mocap, which I don't know if they have or not, it's clearly mocap of people who are not comfortable with each other. Because everyone looks like they're afraid to touch each other. They're afraid of making physical contact with each other. So, confirmation of the final result. Kimi gets the win and the fastest lap. That is 8 points gained over Oscar, although Oscar pulls one back for winning the sprint with Antonelli in second. So it is just a usual 7-point gain rather than 8 points. But another gain for Antonelli. Max takes third, another podium for him this season. Leclerc has to settle for 4th, and a pretty distant 4th in the end. Ocon in 5th, another decent result for him. Gasly in 6th, very strong weekend for Williams. Look at that, Sainz up 12 places for 7th. Much needed points for Mercedes. Sargent gets some more points in 8th. 9th for Tsunoda, up 6 places. Couple of points for RB, they'll definitely take that. Porsche starting 20th, up to 10th. Rescues a point after disaster for Norris. But I don't think they scored any points in the sprint. Then it's Joe in 11th, just unable to make it 2 Alpines in the top 10. Bottas up 4 places for 12th, 13th for Stoffel, and the first car lapped. Norris down in 14th place. Albon in 15th, 16th for Lawson, 17th for Ricciardo. Miserable afternoon again for the Honey Badger. 18th for Iwasa, 19th for Mori, 20th for Stroll, who had a disastrous weekend. 21st for Sylvain Petit, 3 laps down, and Sergio Perez, whose car should have been retired pretty much straight away, down in 22nd, also 3 laps down. How you doing, Tony? Your timing, as always, is impeccable. So, in the driver's standings, it's 4 wins for Oscar Piastri, 4 wins for Kimi Antonelli, and the gap has come down by another 7 points. So, 231 to 155, quick mental maths, that is a 76-point gap. and getting smaller every time. Antonelli also now above Charles Leclerc into second place in the standings. Max is third. Lando, no points again for him in fourth, starting to lose ground to the front pack. George stays in P6, but is slowly being caught by Esteban Ocon. Gasly in P8 with 84 points, 12 behind Ocon there. Pourchaire in ninth with that one single point for McLaren across the entire weekend when things could have been so much better for them. Puts him on just 33 points. Sainz up to 30 with his 7 points this weekend. Then it's Zhou in 11th, 12th for Alex Albon. Logan Sargent continues his point scoring, getting 9 points this weekend. He's up 5 places now to 13th, jumping ahead of Lance Stroll. Then it's Ricciardo down as well into 15th. Tsunoda down in 16th, tying up with Ricciardo and Stroll now on 12 apiece. 17th for Valtteri Bottas, 18th for Stoffel, 19th for Alassa, 20th for Lawson, 21st for Perez. Massal Mori is 22nd, and Sylvain Petit is in 23rd. In the constructor standings, 59 points gained this weekend for Brabham. That's 490 points now. We scored more than double Red Bull's total today, and we scored more than double Williams for that matter as well. We have a whopping 254 point gap now to second place. Williams in third are now just 17 points behind Red Bull, closing by another 2 today. McLaren picking up just 1 point, puts them on 146. They have lost ground dramatically in the last few races. Fifth is Mercedes, now on 42 points. Alpine getting some good points, keeping Mercedes honest. They're on 36 now. Aston move above RB by a point into 7th. In 9th place, it's Sauber, still on 11 points. No points for Haas in 10th, and no points for Ferrari in 11th. We got the fastest stop of the Grand Prix again, this time with Antonelli with a 1.99. A little bit quicker than Sainz, so excellent points for Mercedes here as well. Williams getting some good points as well, thanks to Verstappen's stop. Haas getting some good points in 4th there. Then it's Red Bull with Leclerc's stop in 5th. RB getting 6th and 7th for more points than their sister team. Aston Martin taking 8th. Ferrari getting a car in the top 10 again with Sylvain Petit's stop there, 2.103. And Alpine picking up the final point with Logan Sargent's 2.12 stop. So we're on 291 points. We're now 130 points clear of Red Bull, and it looks like we're going to run away with this competition as well. Again, no points for McLaren. They're starting to lose ground in this championship as well. They are now 33 points behind Red Bull, and Mercedes are closing the gap. They jumped Ferrari into 4th place and are now just 10 points behind the Woking outfit. Then it is Haas in 6th with 12 points gained today. Williams 7th with 69 points. RB moving above Alpine into 8th. Aston 10th. Sauber 11th, still just the 1 point. And there we go, just 1 stop apiece. A 2.2 second stop. Last season that would have been good. This season, not good enough. So pit crew's definitely improving, definitely getting in the right direction, as evidenced by Kimi's stop being the fastest, but a little slower on that one. When we go back to making 2 stops, then we should hopefully balance out and get both cars comfortably in the top 10. 1.95 mil added to the bank, as once again both drivers easily surpass their sponsor target. Antonelli goes up to an 88 overall. It's frightening how fast he is developing. Let's jump into the inbox. Our ERS now in poor condition. That's fine. We will be switching that out for Silverstone. Onto our second ERS for the race there. Let's see. Neither car got through unscathed. Suspension has gone on both cars, and the side pods have gone as we were expecting on Antonelli's car. Luckily, it didn't go between the sprint and the race. And there we go. first and second in the standings. In the feature race, it's another win for Victor Martin. Christian Mansell gets himself on the podium. What a great result for Christian. Pepe Marti takes third place. In the F3 race, it's Martinius Stenshorn ahead of Leonardo Fornaroli and Mari Boyer in third. We have changes to the sporting regulations. And that is going to give more allocation to the top teams and less allocation to the bottom teams. And we are going to vote for that because we are going to be at the bottom and it's an added extra challenge. Plus, hopefully, it will help keep Cadillac, as they will be, near the top of the grid again next season. And let's see how the rest of the grid votes on that. Let's swap out the parts that we need to swap out. We do luckily have spare suspensions for both cars. There we go. High risk for that rear wing. Should be fine, not need to make any more of those. We can install that replacement side pod. We've got plenty of those spare at the moment. We have 11.9 mil. So before I start spending money willy-nilly, let's go ahead and upgrade, finally, the wind tunnel. It's taken us 4 years to do it, or 3 years to do it. 2004, 5, 6. Yeah, we're in season 4. So it's taken us a while, 4 years to get that upgrade in, but finally, the wind tunnel will be going up to level 2. That'll take 2 months to do. Let's check in with the board. They should be delighted. They are delighted. Fantastic. They're now satisfied on finances, thanks to no debt through last month. We still have 1.9 mil left in the bank as well. Let's see. 9 days to go on both of those research projects. We've got Silverstone before then. We still can't manufacture anything. That is still shut down. That'll be a few more days yet. Forecast for Silverstone: wet practice, dry qualifying, and a dry race. And that will be a tricky race. That is definitely a power track. And that is where we are a little bit down on the competition, according to this. So we'll be relying very heavily on the driver's form to get the result we need. That one is going to be a tricky one. Not a foregone conclusion for winning that Grand Prix, but should hopefully still be in the mix for podiums. And that is where we are going to end tonight's sprint stream. As I said, if you have enjoyed tonight's stream, please do drop a like, and why not consider subscribing as well. You can also hit that bell for notifications when I do go live. We'll be back at the usual time tomorrow at 8 p.m. for round 12 as we head to Silverstone to round out the week. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.